as we add the poles, everyone's like, right?
I can relax again.
I can relax again. Or I think it's from standing around like this all the time. You know, or like this. You have them to lean on. At the poles. So my point is, don't go back to the poles. The poles, we just did a whole, whatever, hour of skiing without poles. And you got along fine, right? You got power, you got propulsion, you got timing, everything. You don't need the dang poles. The poles are just to help you with that last little bit, okay? And the last little bit is, for almost all of you, is as soon as you add the poles, you drop the butt back so your mass goes in, and then you start saying, okay, I need to get stronger in the arms. No, not necessarily. You need to get more over the poles so that they do the work and that your body position finishes. Okay? So, I'd like to see all of you, as soon as we add the poles, everyone's like, right?
I can relax again.
I can relax again. Or I think it's from standing around like this all the time. You know, or like this. You have them to lean on. At the poles. So my point is, don't go back to the poles. The poles, we just did a whole, whatever, hour of skiing without poles. And you got along fine, right? You got power, you got propulsion, you got timing, everything. You don't need the dang poles. The poles are just to help you with that last little bit, okay? And the last little bit is, for almost all of you, is as soon as you add the poles, you drop the butt back so your mass goes in, and then you start saying, okay, I need to get stronger in the arms. No, not necessarily. You need to get more over the poles so that they do the work and that your body position finishes. Okay? So, I'd like to see all of you out of the snow. Okay? And then now we're going to air guitar it. I want you to add your little fulcrum at the higher spot there and pull through. Okay? From that higher position. Okay? So you got that? Your hands are a little bit higher than they were. Okay? You put them in with a little aggression. Okay? In the past it was like really, really hammer, and I think that you could probably, in most conditions, that's not really practical. You know, if you really put it in there, you're gonna get, you know, like in this snow, you're gonna punch through, and sometimes soft snow, you're gonna punch through. Also, on firmer snow, you will, but as you're going up a steeper and steeper hill, you're not gonna be able to get over the poles enough to get that, so the poles are not going to go in with as much power. So we're kind of moving a little bit away from that. You still want to get them in aggressively, but you also have to change it for the conditions and stuff. But I believe that you're it's maybe passé to say now all the time, hammer. I think you can, if you get the higher fulcrum, you get the higher. So obviously, right, you need more. You're fighting gravity. You're going uphill. So what do we need to do to get up the hill with more power? What's the right body position? Huh?
More ankle flex.
More ankle flex. Okay. So without rolling over this way, we get into our natural stance and drop our weight. Okay. Watch this. So my hands are here. Look at my legs. Pretty straight. They're relaxed. They're straight.
Yeah.
This doesn't change. My hands never change. That's the point I'm trying to make. So if you guys get your hands high, you can drop your weight all day long as long as it's here, but your hands can still be high. Okay? Unless you're going up a really, really, really steep hill, and then you're either herringboning or it's like this, and then maybe you do here. You still, hands are high. Obviously the hill is a little bit steeper, so we need more ankle flex here. But notice it's not there. It's just dropping the weight down. But look where my hands are. They're still pretty high. And I'm fulcruming at the sternum like this. Maybe I don't fall through as much because I can't, because I'm going uphill. But I still try and start with a higher stance. Unless it's really, really steep, you keep the hands higher. And then as it gets steeper and steeper, the hands do come lower, but you also come lower. So they should be, on the playing field, they should be the same. You're just getting lower because the hill's really steep. Okay? So, let's practice. Let's just V1 up to that tree on the right that's closest to the trail. The one right next to the other tree. should be just like double pole, just like V2. Okay, the only thing is you have to make a little room for that offset ski, so it will be a little bit lower. But most of us are like this. And I know that we were taught, you know, really high hand and a really low hand, and you know, and I think that's part of what's happening. Some of this for people maybe, where you're doing this, you know, the hang and the push. They should be, you should be able to use them in unison. Boom. Whatever, you know. You never got outside of your core or your tennis. You were always moving from one ski to the next, and you never ever, I didn't get the sensation that anyone bogged down.
Yeah, it felt like coasting up the hill.
Coasting because your momentum was continually just, and on the first one, some of you about halfway up were like, you know, and then you guys that did like 4 and 7 and whatever, then you're really overstepping. And I don't know, you know, if that's how you normally would ski. But the point is, somewhere in between the first one and the last one should be your most efficient and your most of the time skiing, unless it gets steeper, okay? But you need to work on the timing in that realm. So, like I said, as soon as you get outside of here, the timing goes hot. Okay, so you got to keep it here, and as the hill gets steeper, it becomes even more paramount. You do everything the same, but you turn it over more time. More reps. Okay, so now let's go down and don't worry about counting, but try and find a natural rhythm that's between those two, the very first one and the really short last one, short steps I mean. And then I want you to see if you can do it in a fulcrum plate, from the higher fulcrum, okay? So stay high. Every single one of you can bring your hands in closer and use them more together than this. Every single one of you. That's your V1 homework. Bring the hands here, fulcrum as, basically you could even, this is a good hill. Why don't you start way back in there where it's flat, and V2 and go straight into a V1 without changing the pulling.
How about double pole
Let
to
me show you what that
V2?
looks. The general gist and the summary is, watch this. So this is me V1. This is me double pulling. This is me V2ing. This is me double pulling. Classic ski. Same thing. Everything is the same. Okay. So
Wait.
that's all I have.